professionals are ignoring. And it's kind of like that silent killer that nobody really talks about. And, when I do, before I get on game plan calls with people, I look at the assessment forms that people have to fill out for me to understand more about the situation, their goals, their challenges, their lifestyle, things like that. Um, 80 to 90% of people on the form say that they have high blood pressure. Okay. And the close cousin is sleep apnea, all right, and type 2 diabetes. And so, I want to talk about this topic because I don't think a lot of people realize how important it is to reevaluate the way they think about their health from a high blood pressure or hypertension standpoint. Okay. Um, I was scrolling on Instagram. Sometimes we just be doom scrolling. So I was doom scrolling on Instagram and came across this post where this guy named Chino, I think it's Chino Bean or Chico Bean. He's like a celebrity. I don't know what he do, but he popped up. He was doing an interview. And he was talking about how he had to go to the doctor, and the doctors were telling him, hey man, you got high blood pressure, dude. You got to start changing up your lifestyle. And he was like, man, I don't care about no high blood pressure, man. I'm good. And then one of the doctors pulled him to the side and was like, nah, man, like this is something that you want to take care of because it can affect, your personal life in the bedroom. And then that woke him up. And it's sad that he had that was the thing that woke him up, which that will help most men wake up. But, outside of that, I was just thinking about how blood pressure actually impacts a lot of professionals, a lot of career-driven professionals, and just high-achieving individuals. It's not just the personal life, the things that happen in the bedroom. It's also your performance because you can't outwork high blood pressure. You can't outwork hypertension, guys. Okay, if you have these things, this is how people end up having strokes. Okay, there's this the late great Kevin Samuels. He was, I know he had a lot of controversial topics going on back in the days, but he had a history of having high blood pressure, and he ended up having a heart attack and passing away. And a lot of people don't talk about these things now. And I remember looking at some of his videos. He would be up late at night drinking all this caffeine. I think he'd have a Red Bull just sitting on his table, and it'd be like 11 o'clock, 10 at night, doing a live. And I'm like, no way, that's crazy. Like, why is he doing that? And so what I want to do, I want to share with you a lot of things that I teach three things specifically that I teach my coaching clients to help them get off the high blood pressure meds, okay? To start feeling better, not only looking good, but feeling good and living worry-free. Because I know as a professional, there's a lot of guys and women who have high blood pressure, hypertension. They have a lot of anxiety around wanting to do more and be more productive, but in the back of their head, they're like, man, I don't want nothing to happen. I don't want to end up having no stroke. I don't want to end up working so hard that I have something end up happening, a heart attack or something like that. And so you don't want to have to worry about these types of things to accomplish while trying to accomplish your goals, because being ambitious does require putting out a lot more effort than the average person, right? And which means you got to work a little bit harder, which there's going to be longer days where you're working. Like, guys, I do 12-hour days, like almost 6-7 days a week. And so it's very important that you're taking care of yourself if you're going to be trying to perform and excel at that level. Okay. And so here's what you want to do. Okay. Because it's not just the erectile dysfunction, like I just talked about. It's not just, the health issues, but it's also, even if you're if you're on high blood pressure meds, it's not solving the problem. I get a lot of guys who reach out to me and women who reach out to me for coaching, and they're like, yeah, I'm on high blood pressure meds. I've been on them for months. Some of them be like, I've been on it for years. And I'm like, that's a long time, man. That's crazy. You can't be living like that, because the medications don't solve the problem. It just masks the problem. It's almost like if you're in the kitchen and you have some trash in the kitchen, and you notice the scent, a smell starts coming from the trash can, and you just spray some Febreze on it. And so the smell temporarily goes away, like you can't smell it, but it's still there. It just got masked for a temporary period of time versus just taking the trash out the house. You see what I'm saying? And so what I'm getting ready to share with you is how to take the trash out. Not just like manage and tolerate high blood pressure and hypertension, how to fix it. Okay? And so with that said, the first thing is this. First thing I teach my coaching clients is lifestyle-based training. Okay? Lifestyle-based training. Most folks who are professionals, they feel like they don't have a lot of time in a day. And so they're like, man, how can I get enough? I just don't have the time to go hit the gym like a bodybuilder every day of the week or, for hours at a time. They just don't have that type of time. And nor do you have to, guys. You don't have to, be in the gym like a bodybuilder. Like even myself, even though I'm coach, I'm not in the gym for hours. I'm in the gym 45 to 60 minutes max. And some days it's not even 45 minutes, okay? And so what I see from a lot of professionals who reach out to me who are trying to work out, but they can't consistently work out. They start and they stop. And this happens because it's not the workout that's the problem. It's not you that's the problem. It's the workout, meaning the plan doesn't fit your life. If you've been told that you have to do 5 days a week of a workout plan or 7 days a week, or you got to wake up early in the morning and do fasted cardio for 2 hours or whatever it is, but you just like, man, I can't sustain that. Or you got you a personal trainer, but you can't get to the gym at the time that he can get there. And you're like, man, I wanted to start it, but I just can't stick with that. You see what I'm saying? This is why I teach lifestyle-based training, which means that the training routine supports your way of living, okay? If you know you can work out 3 or 4 days a week or 5 days a week, whatever that is, it supports you, okay? If you know you only have 45 to 60 minutes to work out, that's what you do, okay? Not 2-hour workouts, The other thing is this. You don't have to go beast mode like a pro athlete in the gym. Most folks think they have to do this acrobatic workout like they're getting ready to go to the Super Bowl or they're getting ready to go to the playoffs or something like that in a professional standpoint, like professional sports. You don't have to train that way, guys. I don't train that way. Even though I grew up playing football and running track, I don't train that way anymore. I do lifestyle-based training, which means I make sure I get in the gym at least 3 to 4 days a week, okay, to not just look good, but feel good. Managing my stress, my energy, my blood sugar, okay? And by moving, cardio, by lifting, strength training, not only are you gonna sculpt and build your body and get stronger, but you're also gonna notice that it's gonna help you manage your stress. The lower you can keep your stress and manage your stress through exercise, guys, you can perform. You can be more productive on a daily basis. But here's the thing. You cannot outwork high blood pressure because the more stress you put on your body, okay, the more stress you put on your body, weight. If you're 30, 50, 100 pounds overweight, that's stress. Stress kills, guys. So it's very, very important that you're paying attention to your weight. It's very important that you're paying attention to your physical activity, not just lifting weights, but just movement in general, walking, doing some type of cardio. You see what I'm saying? This is going to help you manage your energy, your blood sugar, your stress level, and your weight, all right, your appearance, because we want to look good too, right? So that's the first thing. You got to have that lifestyle-based training. This is how your workout routine doesn't work against you. It works for you. It works with you. It works with your schedule and goals, okay? These are things I teach my clients. Second thing, a lot of people think about high blood pressure and hypertension. They think about, I got to cut back on my sodium. Oh, I got to cut back on my salt. And to a certain extent, that could be true or it could not be true. Like if you grew up the way I did, soul food culture, all we would eat is we would dump salt or sugar on almost everything we ate. And it wouldn't just be a little bit of sugar, it would be a lot, And so somebody like that, yes, then, yeah, you may need to dial back your salt and sodium because you're abusing it. But for the average person, they don't eat as much salt and sodium as somebody who grew up in that type of culture like I did. All right, so sodium may not be the answer. Less sodium may not be the answer, but what I can say will help with your eating habits is eating more foods that have potassium in it and eating more foods that have magnesium in them. Okay, magnesium and potassium is going to help reduce your stress. Okay, it's going to help manage your blood sugar. I'm talking about eating foods like avocados. I'm talking about eating foods like green leafy vegetables. I'm talking about eating foods like salmon. Okay, these foods help you. Okay, they give you more energy. It regulates your blood sugar. All right. And then also a supplement. Like I talk about supplement stacks inside my coaching program a little bit more in detail. But one of the supplements that I recommend for my coaching clients is magnesium glycinate. Magnesium glycinate. This is a supplement that can help you sleep better. That way you wake up in the morning feeling more well rested. A lot of folks don't realize that hypertension and high blood pressure is kind of like that cousin of sleep apnea, all right? And also type 2 diabetes. And so if you're noticing that you're waking up in the middle of the night and you like at a loss of breath, you're like, what just happened? There's a chance you got sleep apnea, okay? That's something that my grandfather passed away from at 46 years old. And so, and it's one of the big reasons I do what I do. You know, I want to be able to shift and change the generational curses. And now I just help men and women, who are more driven professionals who want to excel in their career, but also be a positive role model and example for their family. And so it's very important that you start improving your eating habits. If you're eating too much fast food, you're eating too much processed foods, these types of foods not only affect your weight because they have more calories, but they affect your health. High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, okay? So that's the second thing. And then the last thing is what I call flexible nutrition eating, okay? Flexible nutrition eating. What I see a lot of professionals doing is they tend to like just not eat breakfast at all. And they try to say that they're fasting, but they're not. They're just starving themselves because there's no structure around what they're doing. And they find themselves being really, really hungry, which will increase your stress level, when you increase your stress level, that increases your blood pressure. It also increases, what else? Your cortisol hormone, which is a stress hormone, which makes it hard for you to burn fat. Okay, and so what you want to do instead of starving yourself is develop some structure, okay, around your lifestyle. Some of my coaching clients eat 2 times a day. Some of my other coaching clients eat 3 meals a day, but they have 2 snacks. You see what I'm saying? And so this is what I call flexible nutrition meal planning. It works with you and not against you. So your lifestyle might only allow for you to eat 2 bigger meals a day. Or your lifestyle may allow for you to eat 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner. You see what I'm saying? But you got to have something that works for you and not against you. And when I say against you, I'm talking about it may not fit your way of living. I'm talking about, the way you've been eating. It's caused you to have high blood pressure. It's caused you not to have the energy that you want to have on a daily basis. It's caused you to have brain fog, always feeling fuzzy because of the quality of the foods that you're eating. All these things are very important, and it all stems from your quality of life. A lot of people look at, fitness and weight loss and things like that as a form of like a bodybuilder or a pro athlete or a fitness enthusiast. You don't have to be any of those things, guys. I've been doing this now a little over 15 years. And the first decade of my career, I did in-person training here in Buckhead, Atlanta. And I trained a lot of people who were, really affluent, attorneys. What else did I train? The news anchors who would be on like Fox 5 News and all that kind of stuff, and CNN, real estate agents, investors, business professionals. So a lot of these people, they weren't even morbidly obese, but they understood the importance of living a healthy lifestyle. Lifestyle. Notice that. Not just workout, lifestyle. Okay? Because not only do they want to look good, they want to be able to enjoy life. If you have poor health, if you are really heavy and you're having aches and pains and you're taking all this medication, like it reduces your quality of life. And the only way you can, up level your quality of life is leveling up your eating habits, your physical activity, even your sleep quality, drinking water. A lot of people, a lot of professionals tend to default to just drinking coffee all day, not realizing they're not drinking no water. So if you're not drinking water, you're dehydrated. Increases your stress level, which increases your high blood pressure. You see what I'm saying? And so it's very important to just be mindful of these simple things that most people tend to overlook. That way you can get off the medications. That way you're not spending money on meds, spending money on doctor visits, spending money on bigger clothes because you're not taking care of yourself. Okay? And when you start to fix these things like people like, I have a coaching client named Lance. He joined my coaching program a couple of months back with his wife, Goldie. Goldie ended up dropping 30 pounds the first 3 months. Lance dropped 40 in his first 3 months. And what I didn't know is that Lance was running a business, a family business. And he was doing well, but he couldn't just excel the way he wanted to because he didn't have the energy. We met up, we went to Stone Mountain out here in Atlanta a couple of months back. And he was like, man, no more brain fog, man, I feel so much better. And so I just say that to say, like, man, your life gets so much better. You can perform so much better and effectively, be so much more effective when you're leaner, all right? When you feel better. Because when you lose that weight, a lot of people don't realize just having more weight on you can increase your blood pressure, okay? And it doesn't even have to be fat weight. It can be muscle weight. It can cause your blood pressure to go up, okay? Which causes other health issues like strokes, heart attacks. You see what I'm saying? I've had people who ended up reaching out. They reached out to me, but prior to reaching out, they were on dialysis because their high blood pressure was out of control. And dialysis is something I don't wish on my worst enemy because it's a very tedious, time-consuming process, a process that can exhaust you, because they're literally filtering your blood and cleaning your blood, and you got to be in that for like 3 hours at a time, and it's expensive. Back when I did network marketing in my early 20s, one of my colleagues, he was helping his brother pay for dialysis. I think he said it was something like 5 or 8 grand a month. Insane. Like, what other ways could they have used that money if he wasn't going through the high blood pressure and ended up on dialysis? Family vacations, maybe launch another family business. It's a lot of different things. You can give back to the community, help his family out more. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much more that can come from just taking care of yourself and just making this more of a lifestyle and a way of living. You got to be willing to level up your standards of living. If you want better for yourself, you have to make your habits better. It doesn't mean you got to be a bodybuilder or a fitness enthusiast. Just improve your habits. Be more intentional and purposeful with your eating habits. Be more intentional and purposeful with taking care of yourself, making sure you're getting sleep, making sure you're drinking enough water, all right? Making sure you're managing your stress with exercise, not just to look good, but also to feel good, okay? And so hopefully y'all found this helpful. If you have any questions about this, feel free to drop it down below in the comments and I'll answer them. You like black cherry ice cream, you should try it. So, it's because my grandpa passed away 3 years ago. I'm sorry to hear that, man. All right, yeah, if y'all got questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. All right, we out.